Hi guys, it's Liz here, aka Isa, aka Bondo Babe, aka Liz for Paris Adored when I choose to come in as her, aka my bots, because I am my bots actually. Anyhow, welcome to another Coffee with Isa. I've had a really bizarrely interesting week. If you can hear any noise, it's because I've got my window slightly open, so the world is going by outside. I've had a really bizarre week. I've had a very stressful week. Yeah. Whoever said that they wanted to go to work really needs to rethink that one. You want to go and do my job. It's just been a complete stress moment all week long, and I was no more excited than I could possibly have been when Friday came and 4 o'clock was on my clock and I went, that's it, I'm going, goodbye. And everyone was like, oh, are you going, Liz? Yeah, I am, bye. I didn't even stop to do the have a nice weekend. Oh, what are you doing? I didn't do any of that. I just went. I just had to get out of the place. My God. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we all find this. There are some weeks that when you go into work, you just think, oh, I don't want to be here. And everybody gets on your nerves. Well, frankly, I guess just everybody was getting on my nerves. No, I'm not really a person that gets, people get on the nerves normally, but there is some stuff going on at work, and it's very uncomfortable for a lot of people, and it's uncomfortable for me, and public sector, it's like all cuts and stuff like that, so it's not really a great time. It hasn't been a great time for a few years actually, but it seems to be getting worse. And of course we had the elections, and yeah, what can I say? I'm not going to even talk about that. I always said I wouldn't talk about politics. Yeah. But all I can say is I want Labour to win, okay? I wanted Labour to win. It's as simple as that. Why was my dream not coming true? Anyhow, right. Coffee with Isa. I've had, interestingly enough, I've had two separate people contact me regarding Coffee with Isa. One would like to do an interview with me, and another would like to do a Coffee with Isa. And I thought, oh, that's actually a really good idea. So I'm definitely going to arrange something with these two people. I just have to work out. I've never actually recorded someone else on my videos. See, normally when I record, and like when I record now, I have all sounds turned down, because otherwise there's this big reverb with my computer. And my microphone's here, and my speakers are huge. Believe me, I have big speakers. Because I mix music and stuff, I don't know how to set up my Camtasia, but I'm going to play around with it and see it, because I tried it once a while ago to just record the sounds in SL, because had this beach sounds and birds and everything, and I thought, oh, I've got to do that, and it was very difficult because I had so much of this clash of sounds. So I'll try and work it out, but I love that idea. I just think it's brilliant. Meet up and let's have a coffee. I like it. And interview. Cool. I'm a bit nervous. Anyhow, right. My email address. I as you know, the email address is the bottom of my Coffee with Isas, and I have it there for people to send me suggestions. And yes, I haven't forgotten the ASMR one. It's just that I just need to get around to doing it. I had a few practices but I need to make this place so quiet when you do it, because otherwise with distractions it seems a bit there's no point doing an ASMR when someone wants to listen to it and relax, and then suddenly the phone goes or the cat jumps up and goes meow. Which is what happens all the time, or I burst out laughing. It's not good. I did sit here and I was going, and then I just burst out laughing. and that's more out of the laughter isn't because I think it's funny. The laughter is more out of nerves, which is really strange, because I can sit here and chat and you can't get me to shut up. But when I'm doing something like that, quite specific, I get all nervous. And I was just off the planet. So I haven't given up on that idea. I'm just trying to work out how to collect myself together to do it properly and to do it justice, because obviously it's been a honest, truthful request from people, and I should do it properly. Anyhow, I have been getting really strange emails since the email went out, since I put it on YouTube. Now, we all get these junk emails, don't we, that, from some sort of foreign government, and, there's a coup happening, and you can have the $55 billion that I can't, get out of the country. Give me your bank details. Well, I've been getting them on a whole new level. I've must have had about, God knows how many I've had, but they keep coming to me, and it's just like, I think they've taken my email address. I'm sure they've taken my email address and put it on their radar, because I keep getting them. I get them every couple of days, and they are the most hilarious ones. So I'm actually, this Coffee with Isa, I'm going to read some of them, because I'm sorry, I find them incredibly hilarious. Right, now this one is from Aisha Muama, and it says, and the subject heading is Dearest One. Dearest One, how are you today? I hope my mail meets you in good condition of health. Dear, I have decided to contact you after much thought, considering the fact that we have not met before, but because of some circumstances obliged me, I decided to contact you due to the urgency of my present situation here in the refugee camp, which I need your assistance in the business establishment in your country as my foreign partner, as well as my legal appointed trustee. Well, first I heard I was a legal appointed trustee to anybody. Well, I'm clearly missing something. I am Aisha Muammar Gaddafi, the only daughter of the embattled president of Libya, Honorary Muammar Gaddafi. I am currently residing in Burkina Faso, unfortunately as a refugee. I am writing this mail with tears and sorrow from my heart, asking for your urgent help. I have passed through pains and sorrow moments since the death of my late father. Now, anyone reading that would go, oh my God, what's going on? Now, after you've had about 20 of these, you realise something is going on, and it's not honest. Now goes the rest. At the meantime, my family is the target of Western nations led by NATO, who wants to destroy my father at all costs. Our investments and bank accounts in several countries are their targets to freeze. My father of blessed memory deposited the sum, get this guys, get this, $16.5 million in ADB Bank, Burkina Faso, which he used my name as the next of kin. I have been commissioned by the ADB Bank to present an interested foreign investor partner who can stand as my trustee and receive the fund in his account for a possible investment in his country due to my refugee status here in Burkina Faso. I am in search of an honest and reliable person who will help me and stand as my trustee, so that I will present him to the bank for the transfer of the fund to his bank account. I have chosen to contact you. Yes, you! Oh, that's me! After my prayers, and I believe that you will not betray my trust. Yeah, I am. I'm telling everybody on YouTube, man. But rather, and take me as your own sister or daughter. If this transaction interests you, you don't have to disclose it to anybody because of what is going on with my entire family. If the United Nations happens to know this account, they will freeze it as they froze others. So please keep this transaction only to yourself until we finalise it. Yeah. I won't read the rest. And it says, thank and best regards. Yeah. No. I just 16.5 million. Do you think I should? Do you think I should? Basically, the email asks me for my bank details. Do you think I should? Nah, not enough money. I don't think it's enough money. Right, now I've got another one. Subject heading, I await your respond, from Mr. Madhu Manu. Dear friend, with due respect to your person and much sincerity of purpose, I make this contact with you as I believe that you can be of great assistance to me. My name is Mr. Manu Madhu from, Onogadawuda Republic of Burkina Faso, West Africa. Presently, I work in the African Development Bank as a telex manager. I have been searching for your contact since you left our country some years ago. I didn't. I didn't leave the country some years ago. And do you notice this person is also from Burkina Faso? They must be related. And he goes on to say, I do not know whether this is your correct email address or not, because I only used your name initials to search for your contact. I think you got it off YouTube. In case you are not the person I am supposed to contact, please see this as a confidential message and do not reveal it to another person. Well, I am on YouTube. But if you are not the intended receiver, do let me know whether you can be of assistance regarding my proposal below. It is top secret. Not anymore, bucko. Right. I love this one. I'm about to retire from active bank service to start a new life, but I am aseptically to reveal this particular secret to a stranger. You must assure me that everything will be handled confidentially because we are not going to suffer again in life. It has been 10 years now that most of the greedy African politicians used our bank to launder money overseas through the help of their political advisors. Most of the funds which they transferred out of the shores of Africa were gold and oil money that was supposed to have been used to develop the continent. Their political advisors always inflated the amounts before transfer to foreign accounts. So I also used the opportunity to divert part of the funds. Hence I am aware that there is no official trace of how much that was transferred. I acted as the bank officer to most of the politicians, and when I discovered they were using me to succeed in their greedy act, I also cleaned some of their banking records from the bank files, and no one cared to ask me because the money was too much for them to control. They laundered over $5 billion. I am sending this message to you. I was able to divert 35 million United States dollars to an escrow account belonging to no one in the bank. The bank is anxious now to know who the beneficiary to the funds is because they have made a lot of profits with the funds. It is more than 8 years now and most of the politicians are no longer using our bank. The $35 million has been laying wasted, but I don't want to retire from the bank without transferring the funds to a foreign account to enable me to share the proceeds with the receiver. The money will be shared 60% for me and 40% for you. Now, who can say no to that? Seriously, who can say no? And it goes on. There is one thing to ask you about the funds because I secured everything. I only want you to assist me by providing a bank account where the funds can be transferred. You are not to face any difficulties or legal implications as I am going to handle the transfer personally. If you are capable of receiving the funds, do let me know immediately to enable me to give you a detailed information on what to do. For me, I have not stolen the money from anyone because the other people that took the whole money did not face any problems. This is my chance to grab my own, but you must keep the details of the funds secret to avoid any leakages as no one in the bank knows about the funds. And they will now. Please get back to me if you are interested and capable to handle this project. I shall intimate you on what to do when I hear from you, confirmation and acceptance. If you are accepting of being my trusted associate, do declare your consent to me and also respond to my private email. I can't even read that, but it's a yandex.com one. I'm waiting for your urgent response. Yours faithfully, Mr. Nanu Madhu. Yeah. Now, I don't know how I can turn that down, do you? I mean, seriously, how can I turn that down? I put my email out there. And I think everybody that belongs to the Bank of Fasu Madhu, whatever it is, in Birkin, is emailing me. Wanting to share their wealth. Now, if I accept all of that, I'm telling you, I might as well leave the planet. I'll have so much money that the planet won't be good enough for me. It won't be big enough. I'll just have too much money. Oh, I don't know if I can take it. I don't think I can take it. I think I'd have a nervous breakdown with all that money. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for thinking about me when you're trying to embezzle and transfer money out of the country so that no one knows. And thank you for trusting me with your top secret information that I'm sharing on YouTube. Happy I am. Honestly, Oh, you couldn't make it up. Seriously, I'm not going to read anymore because it just. Okay, cool. I'll save it. I'll save them for another day when I want to read some more to you. But seriously, it's just made me laugh because I'm like, really? Do people fall for this? And the thing is, I think they do. I mean, I guess out of every 10 people these little fraudsters email, at least one person, and it only takes one person, is going to go, oh my God, and give their information because they don't suspect anything, because they're not savvy. And that's kind of frightening. It's really frightening that they do this, and then people hand over their bank details thinking that they legitimately have been found, and and most of us would go, oh, well, anybody would suspect. But let's face it, the fact that these are still going out. I mean, I remember this sort of thing going out 10 years ago when I was first on the internet. This kind of thing was going on. And they normally target lonely women and stuff like that. And, and I've seen programs on it. I've seen all sorts of things on it. But the fact that they're still doing this sort of thing and then just finding random email accounts and sending, obviously at least one person out of 10 responds and hands over their account details. And all I will say is, don't do it. If you get an email about it, like this, and you think, wow, this is so good to be true, it is too good to be true. It's not real. All they want is your bank details, so that they can get in there and wipe you clean. Use your details and in any manner of fraud, and I think it's absolutely disgusting. People like this should not be allowed on the internet, but unfortunately the internet is full of people like this. I mean, I went through this myself last year when they went in my PayPal. They went I have my one Yahoo account. I'll never ever see that again. But it's just awful that people think that they can do this and they think it's okay. So as much as I found it funny to read these, I actually got really quite angry, because I just thought, really? Really? If you'd seen my video last year, what happened to me, you think I'm going to fall for something like this again? Nah. No way, Jose. No, I never fell for anything like this. Just to be clear, I would never give my bank details or anything else to people. I'm not that stupid. But actually, what is important, which people don't realise, is that they even when you sit in with Skype, for example, you sit in Skype with someone, you don't know them, you exchange photos and stuff like that, and you have a connection with them. You do realise that from sitting in Skype, they've got your IP address. From that, so much they can pinpoint where you are. You share a photo, they can pinpoint more information from you. It's tagged. It's got what is it, geotag or whatever it's called on it. But your IP address is such a it's scary, actually, what people can do, and it just always disturbs me that it's getting more sophisticated out there as to how people get your information. I think, but one for me, and because this is a virtual channel, I think one of the key things is what happens in SL. And I've never been prone to this. I've never done this, but people that pop links in a group chat or send a link to someone that they don't know, and you click on it. And I've heard of people losing lots of money. I don't really know how that works, but you click on a link and it can be quite damaging and they get access. And I don't get that bit. But the thing is, never click a link. The only time you click a link is if you really know that person. And I mean really know that person. And even then, I would look at the link and go and Google it first. I always do that now. I'm just like, don't click anything directly. But what I did want to address is something through my experiences that I had last year. One of the things that Linden Lab, when I communicated with them, they asked me had I shared my password with anyone. No. But other people have shared their passwords with me, quite interestingly, and I've learnt you don't do that. It's actually against the terms of service, funnily enough, and I know quite a few people in SL, couples who you share passwords and they log in to each other's accounts and try and help them out and stuff like that. Don't do it. Really don't do it. And especially don't do it if you don't really know that person. And let's face it, until you stand in front of someone in the same room, you don't know them. One thing I've learned is shysters, fraudsters, they come under the guise of being really kind, lovely human beings, and they are quite convincing, and they can be that way for 6 months to a year if they needed to be, if the end goal is in their sight, and the end goal would be your complete trust. So think about it when you hand your information over to someone and can you fix my avatar? Here's the password, go in and do it. Don't do it. No, don't do it. Go on YouTube how to do it. Don't give your password out, because that person that's your loving partner or your best friend at that moment in time, 2 months later, may not be your loving partner or your best friend, and just out of nastiness might turn on you and do something stupid to your account, but also could be someone that's in there professionally to commit some sort of fraud. And I just recommend to everybody that you treat your details, your passwords, with great care, because don't forget, when you give them your password to go into your SL account, you're actually giving them the password to your web page, which then gives them access to your address, because you've got all that information inside your web page when you register your account and everything. So they've got all of that access. You don't do that to strangers. You don't give them that. I mean, then you might as well just go out there and just hand your password out to anybody on the street. And that's the reality of it. So when I got these emails, I thought, wow, wow, you're messing with the wrong woman when you're doing this, because I've been through hell and back. with hacking and stuff, and I've been through hell and back with data breaches and stuff, and I'm like, no, don't mess with me. So I would give you all these email addresses, and I think I might in another post name and shame all these email addresses that send out these emails, and if Anonymous wants to get hold of it, I'll give it to you gladly. You can go and find these people, because they are so despicable. They prey on vulnerable people, and they do not so nice things, and they affect people's lives, and it's just really not on. So anyhow, so that's my tangent. Now remember, Coffee with Izza isn't to talk about fashion. It isn't to talk about necessarily pixels. It is to talk about the fact that real life crosses over into virtual land, and about the realities of it, and just about fun things and stuff. So if you were hoping for a fashion vlog when you click onto Coffee with Izzy, that's not what you're going to get, because sometimes I like to talk about more things than how pretty my dress is, and how lovely my eyeshadow is. Although I will say, I do like my eyeshadow lately. God, I have so much fun with fashion. Do you know what? I wish in real life that I could run around changing my eyeshadows and my hair every day like I do. I mean, every day I log in, I look absolutely perfect. My hair, I've got a different hairstyle every single day. My makeup's different every single day. The only thing that I don't do is I actually don't change my head every single day. I've got so many heads, but I don't. I might blog one every now and then, but I'm just too comfortable in my own skin, as they say. And I feel really bad, because I've been given mesh heads and that to blog, and I find it difficult to blog something different than what I'm in all the time, because like I said, I'm comfortable in my own skin, and then it becomes all like, I get all like, oh my god, what, I don't know what I'm doing. I need to get a little bit better at that. And that's all I can say is I apologize. I'm awful. But yeah, so basically this vlog is obviously about these emails that I've got, and about just being careful on the internet. It is really scary how it's going. It's no matter what you put in place. You know, my brother, when I got hacked last year, he completely changed everything on my computer. I mean, it was just like a complete overhaul, and it's a lot harder now for anyone to mess around with my computer. Let me tell you, because my brother works for a Japanese bank and he's head of IT security. So he has definitely done things to my computer. I don't even know what he's done. And he has access to it all the time to check on it. So I don't know how he does that. I wish I knew. He might be watching me now as we speak. I hope not. He knows I do this, but it's still embarrassing. It's my brother, and I'm supposed to be the sensible one here because I'm older than him, but clearly not. But anyhow, I hope you got something out of this, and I hope you do stop and think about your vulnerability. And you know, it's not a bad thing to turn around to say to it's, do you know what, it's the person that you love, that you meet in SL and you form a relationship with, they should totally understand when you say, I'm sorry, I don't want your passport, I don't want your password, and I don't really want to give you mine. Anybody that's worth their salt and who is honest and genuine would totally understand that, wouldn't even think of it. So consider that, okay? And all that's left to say is I hope you have an extraordinarily wonderful week. I'm hoping I don't have another shitty week, because if I do, I think I'm going to just leave real life and disappear into SL permanently. I will. I'm telling you that now. Anyhow, have a good week, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.